So right now we will discuss about how you can get started with QuickBooks Online. So you will see in this video each and every step that you need to take. It will start with QuickBooks plans and how you can connect your QuickBooks account along with how you can upload a transaction into bank accounts, how to categorize them, how to reconcile your books, how to record expenses, invoices, bills, and how to actually get access to the reports such as balance sheet, profit and loss, or inventory aging report, AP aging report, or any other report that you want from QuickBooks Online. So let's get started. So right now we are on the QuickBooks plan section from which we have a simple start, essential, and plus and advanced. So these are the different tiers that you can choose from. So most of the user actually doesn't need essential, plus, or advanced. So you should go with a simple start. What you can get is you can just get automated bookkeeping, which is now AI powered. So AI will help you to categorize transaction, to find the transaction, and to reconcile your books also. And you can actually run the business reports such as profit and loss, balance sheet, or any report that you want. You can record invoices and you can use those invoices to get receive payment from your clients. So let's get started. So the first step for you is to go to the transaction and click on bank transaction. And from there, you can see this whole area and you can actually record the transactions by uploading from file, or you can link your bank account. When you click on link your bank account, you will then prompted to select the bank account that you want to link. So you will go there and search your bank account name and click here, and then it will ask you for further authentication. Once you are done here, you can export your bank transactions to your banking app and add those into your QuickBooks. So if you don't want to share your QuickBooks Online passwords from the bank to QuickBooks Online, then you can actually upload from file right here. Click here and then upload from device. You first have to select the account that you want to upload from. So we can just select an account like checking account and then select upload from this device. Click on this and it is now supporting PDF and PNG. So you can actually take screenshot of the bank statement if you don't have those in the PDF. But most of the time the banks does support PDF export or Excel support. So for this demonstration, we will going to use an Excel file and make sure that it must be a CSV file. So I will click on upload from this device and then select the transactions and then it will show up. So I have to select what is the date format, in which columns our deposits and withdrawals are added. Is it in a one column or a two column? And I will scroll down. It will automatically find the column for date, description, and amount. So I will click on continue, and here it will ask that whether I wanted to keep the original values or I wanted to reverse all values. So if I wanted to reverse the values, then all the deposits are then recorded as an expenses and vice versa. So if it's created like that, so we can actually do that. So we can just select all the transactions that we can import. So you can see right now we have an error at this point. So we can just forget these transaction for this demonstration. Let's try to add the transaction. So once the transaction will be uploaded into QuickBooks Online, it will show up under the pending section and it will give us signals that how we can categorize these transactions. Like if we are getting receipt from a payment from a client, you will be asked by the QuickBooks that based on the transaction details, so we can actually record these into our services. So we can select the customer or we can add a new customer right here. Let's say our customer name is Amazon. Click on save. We have provided services to the Amazon and we can click on post, and all the other things which are being added here are being categorized based on their description, all by AI. You can see shell, which is added as fuels, client invoices as services. So you can either record this manually or you can either record this using bank rules. Let's set up a few bank rules and see how it's done. I will click on the rules and click on new rule. And from there, we can just record all the deposits which are coming as a client services or services should be recorded in services income. We can say Amazon deposits. And this is money in. And if the bank text contains, we can say services, and we can actually check test a rule that does it apply to any transaction or not. So right now it does not apply to any transaction. We can just check that what actually the description says. The description says Amazon or client invoice. You can go back, click on new rule, write Amazon right here, and right here we have to add client invoice or simple invoice. Click on money in and click on test rule. And it will show up that actually our bank rule is working or not. I will scroll down and select our category, services. And if I click on save and click on auto post, it will automatically record all the transaction which we don't want, right? I will click on auto post, so it will turn it off and click on save. So this is now active right here. I will go back to the bank transactions and you will see there's a light green written here as rule. We can just use that rule and record all these categories by itself like this and click on post right here. So when we click on there and it will record the transaction for us. So we can set up bank rules based on descriptions, based on amounts, based on money out and money in. So I'm gonna click all of these transaction and then click on post. So once we are done posting this transaction, so the next step would be to actually see that whether these transactions are recorded or not, or the transaction which are we are recorded are matching up with the closing balance with our bank statement or not. So we will go to the bank register. From there, we can actually see that whether these transactions are recorded or not. So right now, you can see all the transactions are here recorded, but you will see there is an option written here C. C means it cleared the bank, and there's another option which is meant R. R means it's reconciled. And we click here again, it will does not show up here. So these are one of the main thing that you should be aware of, because if we have selected this as an empty, it will show up that this transaction is being recorded manually instead of being cleared by bank using our bank transaction feature. I will click on cancel. So our closing balance for this bank account is 6672.28. I will click on reconcile and I have to add the closing date for this bank account along with the closing balance. So these two things should come up from my bank statement. I have to add closing date right here. Once we are done adding these two things, we will click on start reconcile. It will show up all the transaction which should be added here. We'll select this transaction and make sure everything is there. So right now we are showing up a clear difference in our reconciliation process. It means that there are transactions which are in bank transactions but should not be there as the balance is not matching up. So what else we can do here is we can see that how we can record the invoices and how we can match the payments for those invoices. So you will click on customer, you will click on invoice, and from there you will have to select date, you have to select the product, services, the price and all that. I'm just gonna select a customer right here and click on product or services. You can just click on services, we can add the rates and we are good. We click on save and send or save and new. So I will click on save and then we have to record the payment if we have received the payment from the customer. I will click on receive payment. Once we click on the receive payment, there will be an option of selecting the invoice or which invoice we are recording the payment against. We will select an invoice and it's showing up which invoice that we are making the payment against. Once we are done with that, we have to select the payment date and find out that which account it is depositing to. And then we click on save and close. So once you are done with that, you can actually export and find out all of your reports. You can find your profit and loss, you can find your balance sheet and all that using this. So I will go to the standard reports and from there I can access balance sheet and profit and loss. If you click on the balance sheet, it will show up your whole balance sheet as of the day, or if you wanted to select any of the filters right here, you can select all dates, you can select last year, this year. So there are a lot of different options that you can choose from.